Welcome to the Trying to Be Better podcast with Joel and Steve.
There it is.
There it is.
It's all happening.
Hey, happy Krampus, everybody. Welcome to the Trying to Be Better podcast with Joel and Steve. I'm Joel.
I'm Steve.
And this is our podcast.
It is today.
We're stuffing your stockings today.
Oh boy.
You want to stuff my stocking?
I'm just gonna let that sit. I can't right now. I just can't.
It's Christmas fucking day, everybody.
It is.
The more and more I do Christmas, the more I'm like, it's kind of goofy. I mean, you have kids, so you kind of have to do this show.
Yes.
Or you love it. You love it.
Oh man, I tell you, I had my Christmas story moment this morning watching, the girls open up their new Nintendo Switch things.
Oh yeah.
And watching them get it all out of it was very much the dad in A Christmas Story and watching Ralphie open up his Red Ryder BB gun and putting the BBs in it and like, oh, make sure they don't
Yeah.
Like I very much had that moment. I was like, okay, that's pretty awesome. It lasted about 5 seconds and it was great.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
What games are they going to play? Are they super?
Well, they're playing, Mario Kart and
Yes.
Zelda and some chicken farm. I don't know, some farming game.
Animal Crossing.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
they playing the Zelda Breath of the Wild? That one?
I don't know. Apparently the Zelda they got is the lame one.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
There's no lame Zelda.
It turns out there's multiple Zeldas, and
yes.
And the one that they got isn't the one that we should have gotten.
Whatever. I'm really into the Zelda Breath of the Wild right now. So
Zelda
maybe that's
Breath of the Wild.
Ooh, it's so intense.
Okay. Well, Francesca just said that the Zelda she was playing was scaring her. So that's maybe.
Oh, so maybe that's the one.
I don't know.
Maybe that's the one you got them. That the one they wanted was the Link's Awakening, which is a little more kid friendly.
Yeah. I don't know.
Who knows? You got them the Switch.
There's so much about this that I don't know or understand, which is weird because I'm just not a gamer person. I was able to get their account set up and get them all online and all that,
When they go to sleep and you pull it out, the games. Damn it.
Come on, Joel.
When you start playing the Switch,
I'll just be hitting the explicit radio button when I upload this.
Goodness gracious.
Is this podcast for kids? Definitely not.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I saw a video about that and
Excuse me while I whip this out.
From Christmas Story where the dad is like a grumbly, anti-emotional dude until he gives Ralphie the BB gun, and then he's just like a kid. He's like a kid on Christmas. That's totally cool. You got to have that.
Mm-hmm. I did. I got to relive those moments. It was really cool.
Well done. Done. I'll never forget the Christmas I got a Game Boy. So there it is.
Yeah, you mentioned that with the dudes last week.
Yep. I still have it. It's right over there. Merry Christmas.
Wasn't that great talking with those guys?
Oh man. I went back and listened to that whole thing and we were just getting warmed up.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I felt bad kind of saying, well, we're out of time, but I really
didn't. Well, we're pretty we don't go too far past the hour, right? It's like an hour 15. That's like our longest one, hour 20. So yeah, that's our format. We don't want to stray from that, but yeah, we could have, I feel like with those guys, we could talk forever.
Well, I think it would be cool to get to do like the actual live show or just something with those guys.
I agree.
I think that there's enough fertile ground there that we could work that for quite some time and do interesting things.
I was thinking about Skinny D because you popped the wild question at the end of the episode about space real.
Yeah.
And they just sent up a new telescope into outer space that will orbit around the Earth further out than the moon will.
So maybe it'll answer the question.
Yeah, I was like, we're actually getting way out past that.
Or maybe it's all just CGI.
His point is well taken, though. Like, why isn't there cameras on the thing? I want to see the thing go.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. He's got a point. It's like that vacuum of doubt. When there's a little bit of doubt, it's like, no.
I don't know, man.
I think space is real.
I think space is real too. I'm on team space is real.
I'm team space. Oh.
But yeah, I thought that was just great, and I really enjoy those guys, and I thought that was a good conversation, and yeah, I feel like we need to talk to them some more.
Yeah, they're kind of like naturals at the conversation. Listening to other episodes of theirs, they're just really natural conversationalists.
They obviously have a rapport.
Yeah.
Which I like to think that we have something similar.
Yeah, but we've known each other for shitload longer than they have.
Yeah.
Like they don't have as much in the bank as we do, and they seem to like. That's why I was shocked that they hadn't like hung out forever and ever.
Well, I appreciate both of their willingness to talk about whatever,
Yeah. Yep.
Damon's wide open, bring it.
Yep.
Whatever, and Tom's the same way, and they're just obviously guys that have been through some shit and have worked through it or are working through it. And gosh, I can relate to that. And
yeah, dude.
And I think a lot of other people can too. And that's what makes for good podcast.
That's right. Well, it was a real honor to get to have them on.
Absolutely. Yep.
And that they use this episode as their sort of episode for the week.
That was kind of a moment.
Yeah.
Like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Of course, maybe gave them a week off.
Exactly. Well, yeah, there's that.
They're like, hey, sweet. And we're done.
Yeah. Double duty.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's Christmas.
This is Christmas
for a non-identifying non-Christian identifying person. What does that mean to you, Joel?
Wow. So I think in the last few years since I moved away from that tradition, I have, and I'll get real honest here, I have felt really aggro about it before, like in years past. Like, no, I'm gonna be the Grinch kind of,
right?
Or Ebenezer Scrooge,
humbug.
And that just, I can't afford that level of like being against anything, especially when it's happening all around you and your family participates in it. There's a lot of opportunity to be a dick about it, but it doesn't work. Like it makes me feel bad.
Well, being a dick on Christmas is kind of, regardless of what your belief is, like everybody's just trying to have the nice time with the family.
The dickishness is amplified like threefold.
At least.
Yeah. So it's, so this year, last year was honestly, despite the COVIDness of everything, was nice. Cause like we stopped by in the driveway, gave presents, gave air hugs. It was cold. I think it was super cold that last year. And then Kirsten and I, we got like Hy-Vee food and just ate at our house and watched movies. And I was like really enjoying it. But back to your question, like I've tried to take the position this year to just enjoy it and have fun. Realize that Kirsten and I both don't really quote unquote celebrate Christmas, but our family really loves to do things. And we were able to do that to a certain degree this year. So we did those things, we're still doing them. I got a thing to go to tonight, but yeah, I don't know. I got up this morning and did my meditation, did my things. Like it was not like, it's another day, but it's not just another day. And it's an opportunity. I told Kirsten the other day, like, we're going to show up and be as present as possible because it means a lot to the people around us. And,
I was on a Zoom meeting yesterday, my regular Friday thing. And the topic is always, it's related to just, being of service, like you can have all these you can have your head in the spiritual space as much as you want, but where are your feet and your hands? It's like so the takeaway is always is like, we're going into potentially difficult family situations.
Yep.
And the best thing you can do is just be of service. Yeah. How can I help? How can I help? Is it by doing the dishes? Is it by being quiet? Is it by, letting the dog out? Is it by, is it just by by shutting your fucking mouth. Is it, how can I best be of service into this situation, as opposed to making it all about me.
So I forget that one, that sometimes I can be of most help by keeping my mouth shut.
Yeah.
So
that's, this is, the whole Jesus thing is, there's just so many things there that I just don't believe. It's like, it just doesn't make any sense and whatever. But I do have, the flip side of that is, the Jesus tradition story, whatever, brings hope and peace and joy to a lot of people, and purpose. And so I have to respect that. And, it's Christmas is it's that double-edged sword thing. In my kids' school, there's this song where the grade schoolers sing it every year. The Christmas program was just, it's all about Jesus. It's all about joy. It's all about something. And I always flip it to, it's not about Jesus. It's not about joy. Oh, it's not about presents and peanuts and Cracker Jacks or a brand new train on a brand new track. It's of course. So I flip, it's all about presents and peanuts and Cracker Jacks and the brand new train, because that, for a kid, it's like, there's the Jesus thing, where's my toy? And and so it's kind of the kids always get a kick out of that. Like, oh my gosh, that's being irreverent. But the fan, it's the thing where everybody gets together, because that's what you do to celebrate. I remember we went to church on Christmas, but it was always kind of this weird non-event.
Yeah.
Like I guess we put on the suit and go to church now,
Yeah.
Going to, the church I grew up in, it was just weird because I felt no connection to it.
Yeah.
Whatsoever,
I felt, I think it's all, I don't know. It is, I was talking to Kirsten too. It's like, there's this, I don't know if I believe in whatever. This is a very high vibration time.
Yeah.
I think it's a part of our culture and the Western, commercialization of this.
It's holiday. All about Walmart. It's all about cheap Chinese crap. Yeah. It's all about the big TV.
But there's also, I can't, as much as I don't identify with a Christian identity anymore, I'm not a Christian. There is this sense of sacredness, and there's time off, and it works. It works in with.
Well, it's the solstice, Joel. It's a cosmic thing.
It is, and I in the last few years, I've started actually kind of practicing solstice a little bit. Like, since the beginning of October, I've done a gratitude journal every morning, and when the solstice came up, the other day, 4 or 5 days ago, I wrote down like things I was grateful for the year. And then I did some intention setting for 2022. And, that's how I practice this time of year. I recognize.
I think that's beautiful.
Yeah. And it was really helpful. And, going back to what you said though, about the Jesus tradition, you're reminding me, because I can get a little tongue in cheek and a little glib. And I was doing that with family this weekend. It was all in fun and games. Right. But what I will say, just between you and I and our thousands of listeners, that I like how we've referenced this guy a lot. Rob Bell talks about the Jesus tradition and Christmas. And I remember one time he talked about, like, and I've heard other people say this too, but the metaphor of Christmas is that the divine hope, sacredness, God, whatever you want to call it, works with us at our most vulnerable, right? That, the idea of the Jesus story of, Jesus or God incarnate being born to a baby of poor parents of ill repute, on their way to kind of pay their taxes at, like, they in a freaking stable or a cave that was meant for animals or whatever. It's like that the most quote unquote holy can happen at the most vulnerable, which
that's been my experience,
dude, and that jives with what I currently practice too, that's where the most discovery and quote unquote enlightenment really happens, when you're working with the most difficult.
And that's something like, that's kind of where I've landed on this recently. Is I had a solstice moment on the solstice where I realized, somebody pointed out, like, this solstice, I'm like, oh, right. And like, it's the darkest day of the year, literally, and so that idea of rebirth, regeneration, we get another shot, we get another season.
Yep.
Hopefully.
Yeah, right.
And so I was able to, I just took a moment to acknowledge for myself and my family and whatever, that we get another shot at it.
And that even here on the darkest day, in the dark, there is still light that exists. You can still find joy and peace and be loving and kind, like, even and then to know that the light is coming.
Right. And then we can complain about how hot it is in July or whatever.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, and I think that's a message that I can totally latch onto, that, like, even not even the hope, but it's just that even at the most seemingly dark and cold, you still have, like, I could still sit with my cup of coffee that morning and write down a page full of things I'm grateful for. And I could write down a bunch of stuff that I want to cultivate in the coming year. And even at that moment, you can still find that. I think that's universal, no matter what you believe in,
Sure.
And I think that's what I've found, to answer your earlier question. That's what I've found with this time, is that there's something to that I think is connected to all the traditions.
Doesn't matter what character is put in the situations, that it's all universal, whether it's Jesus or Allah or whatever.
Yeah. Or just the, the recognition of where the position of the earth is as it relates to the sun, or, it's like,
well, that's weirdly where I think most of the traditions come from, just different ways to explain that.
Yep.
From people that didn't have the benefits of, telescopes and rockets and that sort of thing.
Yep. And that reminds me to not be such a fucking pretentious dick too. It's like, well, you have your weird little magic thing you just did, so don't poo-poo on other people's, which I kind of did at the dinner table last night, but it was, I was participating.
But you were being funny, Joel.
Yeah, I was being funny. It was
it was like in Dumb and Dumber when Jim Carrey's fantasizing about being all suave and debonair.
Yeah, it couldn't have been further from the truth.
Right.
I don't think I owe any amends, but I definitely could have kept my mouth shut.
Yeah. So what are your intentions for 2022 there, buddy?
I don't have them in front of me, but what I remember writing down was, I remember I have felt the pull to deepen my practice with meditation, because I think I was talking to my therapist / mindfulness teacher, and we were talking about, like, I was getting towards the end of the semester with shit going on. I was just sort of checking it off the list in the morning, and the time spent sitting got shorter and shorter and shorter.
Can relate.
And then after we talked, I started sitting for, like 40 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And found the benefit of that. And I could easily see that if I made time for that daily, whether that be in the morning or at night, that I could reap more benefits from that. Like, I don't know. I want to move towards that rather than away from it. I don't want it to be like brushing my teeth. I want it to be a thing that deepens, and then, deeper something about like, I definitely want to have more. I've talked about this before, but I want to, there's some cool things happening that I could easily let be sources of anxiety coming this spring in particular. And I want to work with being prepared, but also being joyful in my work. Like, instead of those things being things I'm dreading, things that I'm excited about because they're
cheerfully capitalize on them.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I'm working towards. How about you? What?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that a little bit too. And I want to be more mindful of what's going on in my mind. Be kinder to myself, which will in turn enable me to be kinder and more patient with those around me.
Yeah.
I want, same with work. My pipe dream of being able to kind of chill out a bit after some, projects got done has just gone straight out the fucking window.
Yeah.
So I need to find a way to be okay with that.
Like you did that big thing so well. Here's some more big things.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I kind of inherited a mess, and so it's like, okay, put your big boy pants on.
Yeah.
And dive in. So I need to find a way to be grateful to have this learning opportunity. That's the thing that I've always, that's been like, if I look at problems as opportunities to learn things, then I just chew through them,
Yeah.
When I start feeling overwhelmed by the problems, that's when I turn into an asshole and want to just quit,
Yeah.
And so, so I need to, that's like a thing. And meditation helps with that. And just being honest. I had a very frank conversation with my boss last week that went very well, and so like, that's huge. I want to, while working diligently in my profession, be present for my kids, be present for my wife, for my family, for my mom, all of that. There's a Dilbert cartoon, and I'm going to botch this totally, but it's like, how do you fit all of that in? And the guy's like, I don't. He's like, something has to go, whether it's the fitness regimen or there's only 24 hours a day. It's like, I got to sleep sometime.
Yeah.
So trying to find balance and all that, and to like be happy to be able to try to do that kind of, what I'm saying?
Yes. Fuck, dude. I totally know.
Like I could live at work. I could become a workaholic and just never be home.
Yeah.
That would be very easy because there's plenty to do,
Sure. Yep.
I'm not gonna say I should, but I could be at work right now working on this Log4j business. I mean, instead I'm choosing to actually take a holiday. And so I also, it's the usual things of like, just try to be better,
Yeah.
Like just because I'm at this place now where it's like I'm 50 and pushing 51 and don't like, I have examples of people in their 70s, 80s, and 90s that they have what I want. And they're still engaged in their life, and they're still engaged in a spiritual practice, and they're still engaged with those around them, and they're engaged in a way that they have things to look forward to. And you know what I'm saying? And they're not just sitting around bemoaning the state of the nation or whatever. And so I want to be in contact with those people, and I want to do what it takes to continue to grow in that direction, as opposed to saying, well, I'm done.
Yeah.
Because that's entropy, that's death.
Yeah, it is.
And I don't want that. I want to continue to find ways to, like, at 50 years old, I feel like maybe what I could have felt like in my early 20s in terms of like confidence. And so it's like, I lost a lot of years in a certain way, but I don't want to continue to lose years being pissed off about that.
I think it all started too. I think what you said earlier about, making a concerted effort to love yourself more. I mean, everything you're saying is the fruits of that, right? Like where, yeah, you can work hard with gratitude and with joy and, but looking at these that's what I've found with like genuine self-love is that things at my particular job that I find challenging or scary or just overwhelming, usually dissipate when I love myself first and say, all right, I don't I don't have to be perfect at this. How do I move through this? How do I learn from this? How do I get better at this? But how do I not try to be the end all be all? But that also translates to like, your intentions with your life, like outside of work. And like you said, you don't want to get to retirement age and have burned yourself out so much trying to be a good employee that you don't know how to connect. You don't know what's going on in people's lives and with your family and shit, like I think that's what I heard you saying. I don't know if that's exactly.
Did you ever watch that movie About Schmidt with Jack Nicholson?
You know what? I've never fucking seen that.
Oh my God, dude. You have to watch at least the first 15 minutes of it because like the premise, like he's this guy, he's been a company guy, Woodman Insurance in Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah.
He puts in his 40 years or whatever, and he retires and they give him the fucking cake and the whatever. And as he's, and he's been trying to make sure that everybody understands how he's been doing things. Right. And as he's walking out of the building for the last time, he walks out like the whatever employee entrance. It's the Woodman building in Omaha, it.
Yeah. Right.
And he's walking by this loading dock, and on a loading dock wrapped up in, the big industrial saran wrap on a pallet is all of his work. In boxes. Wow. They literally, when he walked out, they just threw it away.
Wow.
Yeah. And he's standing there like, and then he goes home and his wife's like, okay, well, I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing for 30 years, which is cleaning the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, I guess I'll go to Dairy Queen or, he doesn't know what he has literally nothing outside of what he'd been doing at work.
Yeah.
And now that literally just got thrown away. And so he's finding himself in a spot of kind of emptiness. And
I have not seen this, but the way you describe it, it feels really true. That
it's
all the things that I could, the legacy I could build at my career or the shit that you could do. It's like not out of malice, but just like the world is going to move on. Yeah. Seeing the job as seeing the career as a means to have resources. That's why I've like in my gratitude practice, I've tried to, I don't say I'm grateful for my bank account or money or things. I say I'm grateful for resources because that's what that is. It's a flow of resources. These are, this is, money coming into my account that is flowing out. Like, it's not this thing that I'm amassing. I don't know. It's just like, I was just thinking like, yeah, that seems really true that shit just is going to go away. And then what are you going to, what do you get? What I would have rather, been a mediocre employee and a fucking really good husband and friend and community member, Yeah. Like that's what people, people that ask on their death, people that talk about being on their deathbeds, they don't talk about the work awards they won.
Spent more time at work.
Yeah, I wish I would have spent more time at work. And I'm, can you surround me in my deathbed with all my work awards, please?
Right.
Who asks for that?
Nobody
asks for that. They want to be surrounded by their family. Hopefully they haven't pissed them off. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
So I guess I got to finally watch that movie.
It's worth it. It'll make you uncomfortable in ways that.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, I appreciate you sharing your intentions with me, man. Like,
yeah, you too.
May those come true. May you work for those and may those come to pass.
Oh, wait, I gotta work for them?
Oh yeah, sorry.
God. Fine.
Especially the self-love shit, man. That isn't that is a practice that is fucking fruitful, but it takes effort.
Mm-hmm. It does. It requires effort, right? Consistency. I've been struggling with that just because my entire life's been upturned in the last couple of weeks by moving, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I've not been consistent in my practice, and I can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And I can also see how it'd be very easy to just not do it.
Yep. Especially once you've taken that exit ramp. I mean,
right.
I've been I've not been as consistent. I certainly haven't hit my yoga mat in a minute, which I can't believe I'm saying this, but like I feel the absence of that.
Oh no, I get it.
But it's really once you take that off ramp, it's like, I don't know if I want to get back on that.
That's the same thing with recovery. It's the same thing. Totally. Relapse is not related to just, recovery from alcoholism and drugs.
Right.
I heard somebody said one time, it was I can't remember where I saw it, but it was the same deal as the middle-aged guy is 56, 55, 56, little overweight, eats a lot of red meat, drinks a lot of Jack Daniels, not a lot, but enough, has the cocktails after dinner, and then just sits and watches whatever on TV, has the heart attack, that's very predictable, goes to the doctor, and the doctor says, okay, here's what's going to happen. You, instead of stopping off with the boys afterwards to get your jalapeno poppers and your cocktail on the way home, you're going to go to the gym.
Yeah.
And when you get home, you're going to eat broccoli and rice and fish.
Yeah.
Right. That's what's going to happen now if you want to continue to live. Right. And so he's fine. So he does it for a week or two. And then, next thing you know, we're grilling steaks and having a couple beers, and maybe the gym, you'll get to it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And we know how the rest of that plays out.
Yeah. Very easy to do, though.
It's very easy to do. And something is frankly pleasurable, not always, but I always, my meditations, I always, when I blink myself back, I think, boy, that was great. Even if it was bad, it was great.
Dude, I had that experience today because we didn't have a lot of time. So I did a shorter one. I didn't do my 40 minutes or whatever. I'm not trying to be out here trying to pretend I'm a guru or anything, but I did a shorter one. But I did it in silence, which I'm trying to, I'm trying to. And so, but when that second bell rang, I just started laughing because I'm like, that was just a thought storm. I was just like, that's great. I just laughed to it.
Mary Stankiewicz says that doesn't matter.
I know. That's why I like. It's not like I don't want to like completely shit all over them. Like, oh, I didn't do it right. It's like, that's not what the point, but it was like the bell rang and I was just like, I was present for maybe 10 seconds of that.
Right. Good for you.
Yeah. I just laughed. I'm like, that's great. That's hilarious. Cause all this work shit came up and all this other stuff, it's just like,
come on back, buddy. Come on back.
Yeah.
You know what popped in my head the other day is that Yes song. Don't surround yourself with yourself. Move on back to square.
I don't know. What song is this?
Yes, it's
I don't.
I've seen all good people turn their heads each day. So I'm on that song.
Yes.
Whatever it's called.
Yes.
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 Right.
Who's on first?
Exactly. But that's, the beginning of that song is don't surround yourself with yourself, move on back to square. And I'm like, what the fuck is square? And it hit me like, oh, square to me in that context is free of thought.
Right. Or like home. Like when you come back to square, come back to home, come back to.
Don't surround yourself with all your swirling thoughts about yourself. Anyway, I had that thought while I was on breaking down boxes in my garage yesterday.
Well, I was thinking about you and like new surroundings. I mean, I have my little nooks and crannies here at my house where I have, this is where I do the yogas. This is where I do the sittings.
Yeah, see, I don't have that yet.
Hey, yeah, I was gonna say, like, maybe that would help. Yet. Like right away, find that little corner.
Yeah, I haven't made those spaces yet. It hasn't happened. Everything's in flux,
Yeah. Man, the unpacking and the settling in, that shit takes time, man.
Takes a long time, turns out. I had grand plans of having people over to our house for Christmas, and I'm like, that's not going to happen.
That I'm really glad you didn't fucking do that.
Yeah,
that would have been insane.
There's no way. There's literally no way. I mean, we could have done it, but it would have been like, hold on, I gotta go try and find this thing,
Yeah. just throwing quilts over boxes. Here, you can sit here.
Kinda. And I had this fortunately I had the realization, like, let's just go to my mom's. It'll be so much better for everybody, you know.
Yeah, maybe next year.
Maybe next year, yeah.
Yeah. 4th of July at the Erbauer's house.
Sure.
You know.
God. Well, buddy, so are we do you think this is it for a while? You're gonna be gone for a little bit?
Yeah, Kirsten and I are taking a dangerous trip to Florida Monday. It's gonna be great. It'll be fine.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, we're gonna be in Florida for a bit. So but we will still be gone at our regularly scheduled recording time. So maybe we take that week off or replay something. I don't know.
We'll talk about it. Maybe.
Yeah.
So, if I don't hear from you, well, just throw something up on Instagram saying, sorry, we're closed.
Yeah. Shitter's full.
Shitter's full. That's right.
We're full of shit. Shitter's full.
Shitter's full.
Yeah.
It's a little squeaky sound.
Are you serious, Clark?
God. Oh my God. I haven't watched that yet this year.
I haven't either. There's been a serious lack of Christmas movies.
Shout out to the movie Klaus, man.
Oh yeah.
On Netflix. Klaus is so good. Watched that the other night. Love it. It's great. I didn't even like Francesca really wanted to watch it. I really didn't. I wasn't feeling the movie. I'm like, whatever. Watching 10 minutes into it, I'm like, God, I love this movie.
Yeah.
It's great. And I think we're probably gonna watch Elf tomorrow with my mom.
There you go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I need to do the Charlie Brown Christmas. That's sort of, if I don't have that, it's not Christmas time.
I understand.
You know? Yeah.
I'm married to somebody that doesn't like A Christmas Story, so
ooh.
I know it's weird.
Well, that's your put your earbuds in on your phone.
I did that. I watched Little Miss Sunshine. I love that movie so much.
That movie is so good, dude.
That last scene where they all start dancing,
the best.
Because the buildup of that, the buildup of the tension.
Yeah.
And when it all breaks out on that stage,
it's great.
It's just delightful. I can't stop laughing because it's so awesome.
Yeah. So great.
When you realize what the dance routine is.
Yeah. And that she worked on it with the grandpa that had already died. You know what I mean? It's like so good.
Like, oh my God, of course that's what that is. It's grandpa's final middle finger to everybody.
Exactly. And Greg Kinnear in that is unbearably good.
Yeah.
He drives me so nuts for so long, but he's so good at that.
Cool. Well, dude,
I love you, man. It's been a great year.
Yeah, man.
Happy whatever. If you're out
happy
there.
Everything. That's
happy everything.
Because of you.
If this whole season gets you down, just spend some time like just making it your own. You know what I mean?
That's something somebody told me when I was first sobering up many, many years ago. I was all stressed about the holidays, and they're like, maybe it's this big deal with all this pressure and stuff, or maybe it's Thursday.
Yeah. Yep.
And I was like, that's really, thank you. Maybe it's Thursday.
Yeah. I have found it cool you brought this up because I've made a concerted effort to look what day of the week.
Oh, I'm losing you.
Christmas is. Uh-oh.
Are we there?
Uh-oh. I'm here. Are you here?
I'm here now. You've made a concerted effort.
Zoom is made a concerted effort to just identify the day of the week that the holiday falls on. So that it's not just the whole day is Christmas. It's like, Saturday is Christmas.
Right.
So that it's still Saturday.
Right. It helps.
Anyway. Yeah.
Well, right, I'll see you sometime. Let's leave it at
that. Yeah, we'll see you around the bend. We'll see you in 2022, man.
Word.
I love you. I'm glad we did this. This was a lovely little Christmas grounding. I've got more shenanigans to go to. So
me too.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Love you.
Love you.
Darkest days are the hardest days. Don't you worry anymore. 'Cause when life looks like easy street, there is danger at your door. Think this through with me. Let me know your mind. Whoa, oh, what I want to know is, are you kind? It's a buck dancer's choice, my friends. Better take my advice. You know all the rules by now. The fire from the ice. Will you come with me? Won't you come with me? Whoa, oh, what I want to know. Will you come with me? Goddamn, will I declare, have you seen the light? Their walls are built of cannonballs. Their motto is don't tread on me. Come hear Uncle John's band playing to the tide. Come with me or go alone. He's come to take his children home. Same story the crow told me, it's the only one he knows. Like the morning sun you come, and like the wind you go. Ain't no time to hate, barely time to wait. Whoa, oh, what I want to know, where does the time go? I live silver mine, and I call it Vegas too. I got me a violin, and I beg you call it too. Anybody's choice. I can hear your voice. Oh, oh, and I want to know, where does the song go? Come hear Uncle John's band by the riverside. Got some things to talk about here beside the rising tide. Come hear Uncle John's band play to the tide. Come on along or go along. He's come to take his children home.
Don't forget, toot your hooter.